Hey there, everybody, and welcome to a Age of Grogu Halloween special, our very first. Hey guys, we got Jason and Elijah here with us. So, hey guys, how's it going?
What up?
Hey,
Happy Halloween.
It's Halloween.
happy Halloween! Yeah, happy Halloween, everybody. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. What are you guys doing right there, dressed up as?
I'm a shark.
You're a shark. Okay, that's cool.
I was trying
Elijah?
to look for my Batman onesie, but
Uh-huh.
I can't find it. So I'm a Ghostbuster. I'm a casual
Okay.
Ghostbuster.
Fair enough. That's cool.
Without a
Awesome.
jumpsuit on.
I am a Jedi Knight with half my robes. I
Ooh.
don't have my full-on robes there. These are like hot glued together from like years ago. I'm surprised to see
Hot glued
still
Jedi.
holding. Yeah, it's like
You hot glued it?
I hot glued it because I don't know how to sew.
Oh man.
Yeah. What can you say? It's Halloween. You guys doing anything for Halloween tonight, or just having a quiet one?
Having a quiet one. Leaving
Yeah.
to New York in the morning. So
Nice. Okay.
we're gonna
That's
be there
cool.
for the NFT event.
That's cool.
Oh,
Elijah, what about
nice.
yourself? The
I'm taking-
NFT event. Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I'm taking my dog, Amoeba Music record store to do the dog costume
All right.
contest.
Say that again.
So-
You kind of blacked out just for a second there. Blanked out.
Oh, I'm
You're
sorry.
taking-
I'm going to Amoeba
Yeah.
record store in Hollywood. They do a
Yeah.
dog costume contest. So
Oh, okay.
taking
So this
Lorraine
this
over
is
there.
your
Oh
dog.
yeah,
This
that's my dog.
your-
Princess
yeah.
Lorraine.
And,
made the
and
little
she's a
proton pack.
Look at that proton pack.
little Ghostbuster.
She's
That's
the canine
cool.
unit of the Ghostbuster Corps.
There
Corporation.
you go. That's cool. She's
You
adorable.
sniff out all your supernatural elimination needs.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
where was she in Pet Cemetery? Wait, is that
She wasn't
zombies?
born yet.
Those are zombies.
There's zombies. They're
Zombie
Never mind.
pets.
No
Yeah,
ghosts.
they're-
No
they-
ghosts to bust in
Yeah,
Pet
exactly.
Oh, I didn't think
Cemetery.
about that. The
Precisely.
zombie pet. That's a zombie pet movie. Okay.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, we don't have a lot of news this week. We've got a few bits and pieces we're going to cover, but later on we decided, since we're kind of quiet on news today, the second half of this, we are going to do a kind of a zombie what if scenario, and it's going to be like, what if you had to survive a zombie apocalypse with your personal skills? We're not saying like, you're not a Jedi Knight with a lightsaber or anything like that. How would you yourself handle surviving a zombie apocalypse? Where would you go? What weapon of choice? So we're going to get into that a little bit later. And we're going to challenge each other as to what, where, and how we would defend ourselves with. And then we get to critique each other on what the pros and cons are with certain things. That could be kind of fun. Just bring it there. Yeah. So, what say we get to the TV news, related TV news that has come up recently? They ended up by showing us a couple of Book of Boba bits and pieces related to the image of the series. This is actually an image. I don't know exactly
I
where
don't
this
think I've
image
seen
came
it. I
from.
haven't seen this.
Yeah, I haven't seen it before. It came up this last week, so I don't know if this is like a new image. I don't know if
And
it's
that
even
throne
an
is
official
different.
image.
It didn't have the.
He
It
looked-
didn't have the
Yeah.
Jabba like heads
Yeah.
on. The heads
The
are like from the
rancor heads?
Jabba.
Oh no, the rancor heads were on there before. Yeah,
Were they?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I just
He
don't
looks
know where
so-
the image comes from.
Boba looks so
yeah.
chunky.
Yeah, I mean, it
So-
may have been even taken way back from the end of
Yeah.
season 2 of The Mandalorian. I'm not too sure, but it's been throwing around on the internet recently, which is kind of a cool little image. The other thing that they're releasing, I've noticed also on Book of Boba, is some merchandise. Adidas have been kind of throwing out there these new Adidas drops that they're going to be dropping in the coming
Adidas?
week or two.
Based on that
Adidas.
picture you just
Hey,
showed
well,
us.
see, Australia we call it Adidas. I don't Adidas, I guess is what we call it.
Adidas.
Adidas.
It's like
Yeah.
UK
So
pronunciation.
they've got this kind of like it's kind of weird that they've got like the rights for this stuff, but I have to admit I kind of like these socks.
Huh.
they're Boba Fett based socks. This looks like it's a British
Those socks are cool.
company that's
That's
they
cool.
kind of are. They came up with some shoes too.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the shoes, but
I like those shoes.
you like
I
the
like
shoes?
Adidas.
really, yeah. It was just an interesting little drop that I saw this week that had come up during that.
Well, there's been like
hmm.
Jordans, like Remember those Jordans that came out that were all custom, like Star Wars?
Yeah, I remember that
There was
stuff.
like a Yoda,
Yeah.
Boba Fett,
Yeah,
Stormtrooper, whatever.
There's so many shoes all the
Hey.
time, and there's so the shoe
Mhm.
the shoe game's hard. There's so many shoes out
Yeah.
there, and
We-
limited shoes of
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
you can
yeah.
think of.
Right. Just want to say hey to Clone Humo. Welcome in the chat, man. Pleased to have you here. We are doing a little bit of chat. Nothing big, nothing newsworthy this week. Just generally talking about some cool, fun things we've been checking out on and stuff. So yeah, welcome in. Yeah, the other thing that did drop this week was these two. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet either. Cowboy Bebop dropped some official posters for the live action series.
Oh
in
yes,
fact,
I saw some of these. Yeah.
Let me get rid of our little thing there. Yeah, so I've only seen the two posters so far, which was these guys right here. But again,
I believe
I'm
there's
looking
one for
forward
each
to
of the
seeing. Yeah, I haven't
main
seen.
character. There's one for
I haven't
the.
seen.
There's one for each
Yeah,
character.
I didn't see her character one. I must have missed that. But either way, it looks kind of cool. I'm kind of excited. We've done some reviews already on the trailers, so I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes and everything. And we'll definitely do some reaction videos for that series when it comes out in a couple of weeks' time. There's a lot of stuff coming out in the end of November that just seems
once we hit
same
November,
it's going to be kind of
November,
crazy. Yeah, it's going to be
Holiday
crazy.
season
Or
drops.
when Ghostbusters release it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, like next Eternal's going to kick it off, and then you got
Eternals.
Ghostbusters,
Yeah,
and you boom, 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 boom.
that's coming up. Yeah, this Friday it comes out. Yeah, I've got tickets to see it on Thursday night, so I'm excited to see. What
and Hawkeye's going to start. I just knew
Hawkeye. Yeah, that's at the end of the month. Yeah,
something.
I think we might have.
Hawkeye?
I think we're seeing the end of the trailers for Hawkeye at this point. I don't think they're dropping anymore. They dropped the posters last week, which we did show last week.
It's probably gonna be a few like towards the end, towards like the release. They usually drop like a
final trailer.
I thought I just saw a newer one in the last. Thought I saw.
They dropped one a few. Yeah, they dropped one a few weeks ago. It was nothing crazy. I've almost forgotten what was in it. I've tried to blank out most of the trailers in my minds. So yeah, other things that happened this week. Mandalorian won some awards for the Saturn Awards, which is kind of cool. So that got a what was it? Mandalorian got what was it there? Hang on a second.
The hell are the Saturn Awards?
The Saturn Awards are the Canadian Sci-Fi Awards.
Oh,
yeah,
that's the first time I've ever heard.
Really, Saturn is like
Saturn
the big.
Awards.
Yeah, Saturn is the big sci-fi Canadian awards. A lot of the sci-fi movies and TV shows get all that. Ryzer Skywalker won several awards this year, which the film's over a year old at this point, but it got best sci-fi film. Best director by J.J.
What was it up against?
John Williams. I don't know. It mustn't have been up against a lot, but at the same time, I guess it deserved to win some stuff. It got best score, best special effects, best makeup.
Looked like it swept.
It definitely swept a lot.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It swept the whole awards show.
It swept the whole awards show, which is kind of cool, So they have it there. We also had Clone Wars Season 7, the animated show, got Best Animated Show, which definitely deserved it. I know you guys haven't seen much of Season 7, but the last 4 episodes were incredible of the Clone Wars. And yeah, they got Best Animated Series. So that was a little bit of news that came out this past week.
Star Wars swept the Saturn Awards.
Star Wars swept the Saturn Awards, yeah. Going back to Book of Boba merch, what do you think of when you think of Christmas time, guys?
I don't know. Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
Christmas songs and
do you ever consider Book of Boba Christmas tree ornament?
Christmas. I think of like
they are just running with that picture you sent. Like you showed us like three different forms of that picture.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, huh? Well, think about it.
It's
bring that back up. Bring back up the picture.
the
original
photograph.
one.
Yeah. It is
the same pose.
It's the same pose.
And then the sweater.
And it's got the gun.
And this one, exactly. Yeah.
And it's the same.
Yeah, it seems like
they got like
Disney
one leaked picture, and they're like, "All right,
that's it.
Run with this."
Well, it's also
with this. You can use this
the
one
same
image.
It's the same image we saw at the end of the
Mandalorian
Mandalorian season 2. Yeah,
this is the only imagery we have of Book of Boba.
They have been very tight with what they're showing us. I'm sure on the 12th, which is only in 12 days' time, they're going to show us a whole lot more.
We don't even know if there's like a rancor down there still.
You know what?
Did it die? Did he kill it?
Oh yeah, Luke killed that rancor. But the thing is, this is 5 years later.
They could have gotten another rancor. I'm sure they would have. Another rancor.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just injured it.
No, it was definitely dead. That thing went right through the back of the skull.
Guy was crying. The rancor keeper was crying.
The rancor keeper was kind of really out of his mind. No, for sure. Yeah, he was down now.
Inconsolable.
He was being consoled by one of those.
He was distraught.
Hey, Lavelle, we got Lavelle in chat. We do not have
back.
Wrench today, Lavelle. He's got a date tonight with his with a girl apparently, and he won't be here. So
a date?
Yep, he's got a date. He won't be here.
So Brent, do you think there's another Do you think there's another monster down there, or another rancor?
Well, here's the thing: Bib Fortuna had that for quite some time. Now, you guys never really watched any of the animated series of the Bad Batch, but they did actually introduce Bib Fortuna in an episode of the Bad Batch, finding a baby rancor at one point, and the baby rancor's name was Moochie. Now, it was still yet undetermined. We think Moochie was a guy, and supposedly the rancor that Jabba had was a female. So we don't know too much about the fact whether.
What proof do we have of that?
What's that?
So it was a few. So that's not the rancor that's in Jabba's palace.
There was no.
It may not be the
male
rancor in
parts
Jabba's palace.
On the rancor.
Yeah. There was no.
No
there was no male parts.
Just like
in Legends, the information came out that the rancor that was in Jabba's pit, I think even now officially in canon, is in fact a female rancor. So
we need sources outside of Legends because those aren't canon anymore.
We don't know if the rancor that Bib Fortuna did bring back to the rancor. Back to Jabba's palace with him was in fact the one that died. So maybe Bib Fortuna has been training his own rancor and put his rancor back in the pit. We don't know.
They bring a new rancor in.
Yeah, it might be a different monster altogether. It's absolutely.
It's the palace, Jabba's palace. I mean,
exactly. Yeah. So maybe we'll see that in Book of Boba. I don't know. It could be kind of fun.
Gotta have a monster pit.
We definitely need a monster pit in Jabba's palace for sure.
They're gonna have the robot. They're gonna be taking apart robots. That guy's gonna be there, like, destroying robots.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, there's nothing much else on the television news. Yeah. And speaking of Star Wars, guys, can you believe this week it's been 9 years since George Lucas signed over Lucasfilm
Look
to
how
Disney?
happy he is.
He looks happy. Yeah, one of them looks happy.
Wow.
But
9 years.
It's been 9 years. It's crazy.
Well, we had a whole trilogy since, so
and 2 other
sense.
films and
amount of
TV
time.
series, and totally. It's still hard to believe that was 9 years ago when that all happened. That was crazy. It's been that long.
A whole decade. A whole decade's difference of a whole generation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, totally. And
that's when Disney started taking everything.
That's basically it.
So the Rancor pit of Disney.
Yeah,
it's more of like a Sarlacc
for sure. So I mean, again, movie news. There's not a lot.
Did you see the Buzz Lightyear trailer?
I did see the Buzz Lightyear trailer. Yeah, I'm kind of iffy about it. I don't know.
What is this? This is weird. This is gonna mix up the whole Pixar timeline. Like, what is this realm
like
in?
what is this? Is like
is this reality?
The toys based off of, or what?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? What's going on?
It's crazy. Like, where does this? What realm is this? This movie take place?
What if Disney?
Is it a movie within the Pixar universe? Like, that's what it could be, right? Like, thinking he's a toy in Pixar, unless he's based on like a real person, but like. That's some really sci-fi travel stuff for that to be like a real thing, right? actually exist in that Pixar.
They could explain it. Maybe like Buzz is the kid version of Buzz Lightyear in that Pixar world.
I don't know. They didn't show enough in the trailer, and I quite honestly don't know if any of us really kind of asked for a Buzz Lightyear live action-ish animated.
I didn't ask for that.
It's just a weird perspective for them to take that franchise.
I didn't ask for a Bug's Life though, and
yeah, good point.
Well, Bug's Life is
it's like, well, we already have Seven Samurai. Why do we need a Bug's Life?
Yeah,
you know, we told that story already, but it works.
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't ask for Cars 2 and 3 either.
Yeah, good point. Well, either way,
a good dinosaur.
We are getting that. I think is it early next year that it's coming out, or is it sometime?
I don't know, but it's a trip. It's been tripping me out ever since. Like, how are
it's kind of creepy though. It's weird to see Buzz Lightyear's face as the toy
a little bit,
and look realistically human, but this in between kind of. In between kind of.
Well, I mean, like he's as stylized as like the Incredibles are,
Right? Yeah.
Like,
and if it does well, I could see them doing a Woody movie, a Woody Western.
Which they can at this point. They're just expanding the universe to this like
I guess
a meta version of like a world that exists, like the movie that exists in the Pixar universe.
Yeah,
and then after like that would be Mr. Potato Head the movie.
Well, kind of like how. Well, Elijah, kind of like how Kill Bill is a movie within the Quentin Tarantino universe. You know how like there's everything's kind of connected in that universe, but then Kill Bill exists as a movie that's released in that universe.
Is that how that is?
That's what I heard. That's what I heard with like the Tarantino verse. Is that Kill Bill? Everything's connected, but.
I would think that the Grindhouse movies like are in.
Yeah, and the Grindhouse, like it's part of that. Like Death Proof and like Planet Terror and Kill Bill would be playing in the theaters, in the Quentin Tarantino universe.
Okay,
that's just what I thought.
I thought Kill Bill would still be part of the Quentin verse, like reality or whatever. And like, anyways.
Oh no, look it up. It's that's a lot of people. That's in the Tarantino verse. So that's what I think this Buzz Lightyear is going to be. Is like a movie that exists within that.
I guess we'll find out. Again, I think it's next year that it comes out.
You have any speculations, Brent?
Do I have any speculations on this Buzz Lightyear? I feel like this was what the toy was based on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has to be.
That's basically all like
the origin story of the
the origin story of the toy.
Right.
That's what makes it weird that it's like it's a toy and exists, so they're like doing a story on the toy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So who knows? I guess we'll find out soon enough. The other thing that was announced this week, Legendary announced and Warner Brothers announced that they are definitely going ahead with the sequel for Dune Part 2. So it is an official move forward, which is good because I do want to see where this story goes.
If I had a crest knife right now, I'd be like,
you would think that on some of those movies they wouldn't have to wait.
Sorry, I got like that.
They have to have half that work done already, so if they knew to get picked up for another movie.
No, that's what makes it crazy. That's what this is like. It was a cocky move on the director's part. It's like, oh yeah, we'll get a sequel.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, I think he's got whatever he needs. Like,
this is a game. It's a game changer.
Once it does well, then
the only problem is it's not coming out to 2023, so we still have to wait for 3 more years, which in this day and age is quite a long time now for a movie sequel to come out. Because usually,
what about
films like Lord of the Rings
Part 2?
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
In this day and age, but but then again, you look at Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings was able to get Part 1, 2, and 3 out a year from each other. Star Wars was able to do within a year period. They also managed to release a film within each other.
Within the Star Wars saga, that you have like Solo in between or Rogue One, but like they're doing it like the way Star Wars used to,
Yeah.
Like between each episode.
Yeah, Lavelle's got lots of schoolwork, so he still hasn't seen Dune. So just so you know, we are going to do kind of a spoiler review for about maybe 5-10 minutes because Jason hasn't talked about it. So I am going to put up an alert, and then I'm going to leave a little trail on the bottom that's going to be like spoilers. Once that trail disappears, it means we're finished talking about the spoilers. So do we actually want to do that right now? Do we want to talk about Dune a bit more in detail?
We're already talking about Dune.
All right. So we are talking about Dune. We are going to be going and doing a spoiler alert for Dune. Spoiler alert for Dune. So
I like that. It's like
okay. So you've all had your chance to move off, and if you haven't seen Dune yet, guys. But okay, so Loyal's going to join in and stick with us as well. So anybody out there that actually has not seen Dune, we are going to go into some heavier spoilers in this particular thing for the next like 5 minutes or so. So Jason, what did you think of the movie? Because
oh man, I loved it.
Yeah,
it was one of the best sci-fis to come out in a while.
No, it was definitely a good sci-fi. I wouldn't call it the best, but
I do. I would.
No, that's cool.
I liked it, and the tone was perfect to tell this type of story. And I'm a fan of that director. I really like. No, he's been on fire like this last few years ever since Arrival. He's just been knocking out bangers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this one was definitely epic, and I know a lot of people that didn't like it, that saw it on the small screen and didn't kind of appreciate the full sound. And
here we go. This is Brent's endorsement for Dolby Digital.
Well, it's gone. It's off. It's off now. It was only on for a week. Dolby Theaters.
How awesome was it, Brent, on the Dolby Digital?
It was impressively awesome on the Dolby Digital. I was in fact talking to somebody. In fact, it was over from Convod Call. They were saying that they went down to San Diego to check it out in a giant dome down there, Dome Theater. That it's playing at down there, and they said it was incredible. They said it's probably the largest IMAX dome that you can actually get, I think, in the East Coast. And they said that this when the sandworm comes up, the thing is humongous on screen. So I'm kind of I'm always tempted to go down there and check it out. I don't know if you guys are tempted at some point to go check it out.
How long did that run for?
I don't know how long it runs for down there.
Brent?
In San Diego?
Okay.
Yeah, it's in San Diego. I don't know how long it runs for on that particular screen, but it should be at least there for the next week or two at least.
Do you guys remember when there's one of those set up in the Arts District here, like a couple years ago?
A dome?
Yeah, they take them in.
Yeah. You took it used to be the old bridge, right?
Like the portable.
No, there was like a
a portable theater they move around.
Was it? Yeah, it was a portable theater. So like there was one of those this dome you're talking about.
Was it actually IMAX though? This is
well, it's like this huge project. It was crazy. Okay. It was like a planetarium. Me and my friend Drew watched they performed Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I haven't.
But it was awesome. But the thing was just like random ass like CG graphics. It was like on a
really?
Remember those like when Blu-ray or when Laserdisc came out,
right?
They had those like the polygon birds all like flying around.
This
is old school one they've been doing forever.
That was like the visuals they had, and it just went on a loop. It was just like, all right, I'm just listening to a cover band do Pink Floyd, The Wall, watching some Laserdisc graphics in a dome.
This is a fixed link, so a fixed theater, I should say. So, but either way,
that's cool. Yeah. So, anyways, Dune. Yeah, dude, I've watched it a bunch of times now. I like it. It's one of those movies for me.
That's
like
cool.
I could just it's clean. It's, lean exposition. Everything's like just a well-groomed movie. And
that's cool. Yeah, me too.
God, the production design and the world building is just amazing.
Production design was amazing. I enjoyed the characters too. I thought the actors, the cast did a really good job at.
Especially when you compare it. I watched the David Lynch one right after.
Yeah.
Like in between.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Man, it makes it way better.
I can't go back and watch that film. It's just way too slow for me. The David Lynch one.
There's something about those old sci-fi. Like I love Logan's Run. Have you guys ever watched Logan's Run?
Yeah.
It's just sick. Like I love that stuff. It's so weird. It's like watching an old James Bond movie.
Yeah.
They're all like.
Looks like
they're all kind of lame when you go back.
Right.
It has its feel to it because it's aged or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it is like the sci-fi.
Yeah.
That inspired many sci-fis.
Right. I look like I'm lagging from my end. Am I lagging to you guys?
Yeah, choppy.
Okay. All right. Weird. Okay. There must be a lot of people using these.
It's too much. Just can't handle the bandwidth.
It just can't
Dune talk, guys.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's just so dynamic.
So, yeah. What other stuff? I mean, it definitely ended with a to be continued kind of feel in the middle of a scene almost. It was a bit weird there.
When they showed the title and it said part 1, I was like, it was like it felt like I was watching like kind of like a mini series, like, oh, it's gonna cut off and it's gonna be a teaser. It's gonna be like a cliffhanger at the end. And so I was the whole time watching it, I'm just like, when it's like, when are they gonna cut it? I was like, oh man, they might cut it after this. So,
Yeah,
it was jarring for me.
It felt like Matrix 2 and 3 because Matrix 2 cut it right in the middle almost of a scene. It was just a weird place. Yeah, and it was just like,
But there was Matrix 2, by the time they got to that scene, I've already been exhausted with all of the action they threw at us. There was so much, so many set pieces.
Yeah. So this is Lavelle's little piece.
Yeah, she watched it. She watched it with me the first time, and then I forced her to watch it again.
And now she's sick of it.
She's not sick of it. I convinced her to let me watch it. I'm like going to sleep last night in bed.
Fair enough.
I just love sleeping to that Sardaukar chant.
Okay. Yeah, the music is great. In fact, that is one thing. I did pick up the soundtrack. I did pick up the sound.
Good.
I've been practicing my throat singing.
There we go.
Nice.
I'm going to try to line this up properly. But
I could all see that Brent's filming on his iPhone.
Yeah,
it's a reflection.
Yeah, no, there you go. Oh yeah, the reflection. Yeah. So nice. I picked up the soundtrack. I just wish, okay, we're going really choppy. Oh wait, I'm back again. Okay.
There were parts of the soundtrack that reminded me of 2001: Space Odyssey, or the score. Remember when it's the very beginning when it's Chani narrating and she's talking about the hurricanes. Harkonnens.
Right.
Harkonnens.
I can't remember most of the names.
Harkonnens.
Yeah.
And there's a scene when their spaceships are going up, and it's like,
yeah. The vocal.
It was like Monolith time, Monolith party.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. And so there were these moments that I think Kubrick pretty much set the standard for monolithic celestial stuff, the kind of the tone that it's supposed to have.
I mean, 2001 is
ominous in space. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
He set the standard with that movie.
Yeah.
Now when we're in ominous space, it needs to be a certain way.
But if you listen to the soundtrack itself, the soundtrack is very alien in vocal tone. It sounds and feels very alien.
There's that.
Jason's having fun with the vocals.
Is that what you're talking about? No, but that's the. I'm just.
No, but there is a linguistic inside of the. There's a linguistic inside of the score that feels alien.
You got to consider. It doesn't just feel alien. It feels ethnic.
This
is it's obviously
tribal
analogy.
A tribal score.
It's obviously an analogy of Arrakis. Iraq. And the spice is oil.
Yeah, that was the one thing that the writer of the novel wasn't very creative with. That's the name of his alien creatures, alien races and alien people. It's
the thing that makes Dune different from most sci-fi is that instead of the evolution of technology, this is it's more of a focus on the evolution of the mind.
Right.
Where we will evolve to and how high tech our minds become. I mean, he was doing psychedelics while writing this, I'm sure. But that is a type of evolution he's talking about. And so they kind of they're not really talking any technical things in it. There's no focus at all on technology. Like they've reached a point of tech, and it's more of just the expansion of like where the human mind could go, and that's what's taking them intergalactically. I mean, in the lore,
really snazzy outfits.
The outfits are awesome.
Tailored clothing, which I was like,
but like what I like
can dress.
But what was cool about this universe is that there was kind of within the lore, it's established that there was a kind of a jihad war against AI. And so there's no like droids and stuff like that. That's why they're human computers. Like his guy with like the lip thing down thing, they drink this tincture that helps them calculate large numbers, like just in their head, so they don't need supercomputers. It's like the droids have been outlawed, and so now it's like, well, we can handle it, but like this spice allows us to compute things that only supercomputers could do. And I think that's kind of cool, this organic kind of visceral sci-fi of the human mind, and it's super future. I mean, it's thousands of years in the future, and it feels right,
Jason's got the whole philosophy behind this
that's why I like it so much.
No, that's cool. Totally. It's a deep world building, I'm guessing within the book,
then like
itself,
a psychedelic world too, like your the human, the using the brain as a computer whole concept is that's what I like about it. It's awesome.
As a movie, Hey, how's that? Hey, Anthony, how's it going? There's that great pumpkin patch, guys. So we're still in the spoilers
IMAX
right now.
if you can.
IMAX if you can. It's now off what's it called? It's on regular theaters and IMAX. No longer playing in Dolby. No, it's on IMAX and in movies. No longer playing on Dolby or anything like that. But definitely worth checking on the big screen if you can, because it really is the big screen experience kind of film. So, anything else we want to go on with that before we move forward?
I can't wait for the second part. I was just on the edge of my seat for that week till the end.
As I said, we got to wait till 3 years now, but or 2023 at least. But 2 more years, I guess. But either way, it's been.
It's about as much time we wait between episodes of Star Wars. So
I guess so.
Right, it'll be here before you know it. I mean, that's quick. And nowadays,
and it gives me plenty of time to rewatch the first one.
For sure, absolutely.
What do you think about it, Elijah?
I liked it. I didn't love it, and I didn't watch it in the theaters like both of you guys. So
it was definitely. My first experience was in the theater.
Took some away from it, and I do want to see it in the theater before it leaves. So at least to catch it.
Maybe we'll take a trip down to San Diego and check it out.
I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Have you watched the first one since
the original?
I watched it before. I watched it about a month ago.
We watched it after. Well, we tried to watch it.
Did you fall asleep during it? I would have.
No, it's not a matter of sleep. Sometimes it's what's keeping me awake is how absurd everything is.
Right.
Like the Harkonnens are like these like kind of red-haired
right.
Weirdos that were like it's the tone is so all over the place, and it's great. Like I'm not falling asleep. It's just so weird.
My least favorite Lynch movie.
But they explain, they explain everything. It's got like it's like a Super Friends, the way they explain everything in it, how it's so clear. So if you're confused from the recent Dune and you watch it, it's like, oh, okay, that's what's happening, because they
think there's been a lot of like behind the scenes.
Everything is described.
Yeah,
well, I don't think there's been good like making of Dune or whatever, but I know it has a crazy story of just like everyone getting a batch of what they wanted from director, producers, and studio and actors, and like it was like hard. Big.
There's also that one Dune that wasn't ever released. Who's that? Jodorowsky's Dune.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they have like all the art was made for it, and he like designed all the worlds. He had
it got really close, but
they
didn't.
They wanted Pink Floyd to do the soundtrack. Oh, wow. And then I think Mick Jagger was up for a role in it or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
also Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones were going to be in Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
And before Kubrick got Clockwork Orange, the Rolling Stones wanted to do Clockwork Orange.
It's one of the greatest movies that never happened. And this was like back in like the 70s. But then David Lynch's came along, and he's got like Toto to do the soundtrack for that.
Right.
And Brian Eno, to do like the main theme of it. So there's like, man, the original Dune is still, I mean, I've said it before, it's still like crazy that they made this thing and the way it is.
Right.
But it's like when you watch like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes or something.
Okay.
Like you're not watching it because it's great cinema. You're just watching it because this is like crazy that these people made this thing.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, let's move on from Dune. We've got a few other things we're going to cover. But we got a few other things we've got to cover. Also, Elijah has to leave early for his
Wait, Elijah, where's the amoeba in Hollywood now? Because I was just there yesterday, and it's this weird Van Gogh thing now.
They moved.
Oh yeah, it's not there. It's annoying that building is there and it's not being torn down or a hotel or whatever it was supposed to be.
Well, it's just in between, so they turned into a temporary venue.
Amoeba's a block up. It's just on the other side of the W Hotel, caddy to the Pantages Theater.
Oh, okay. All right. So up there.
It's in a decent location. It's actually surprisingly.
That's pretty nice. It's closer to
a block closer and a block closer, and I want to say easier to get in and out. Maybe not. I don't know. It's a block closer, and it's still
okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been downtown.
Oh, by the way, that Van Gogh thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, you went?
Yeah.
I heard it.
Okay. Not that really.
That's what I heard.
No,
really?
You know what? Like, it's cool that they did that, right? But then I'm walking around.
Yeah.
And I'm
You'd rather see the original art instead.
Well, there's that, and there's places to go, and I've been to like the Amsterdam museum of like Van Gogh art, but it's just I don't know. It's kind of like lame that they're just capitalizing on it.
It's cheesy.
It's basically it's like a
people
like the mouse
Instagram themselves.
Exactly, and it's like a mouse. It's like Starry Night on a mouse pad.
Right. Okay.
It's just they just kept doing that.
Gotcha.
And this is
it's like going to the museum of selfies, or where you go.
It's like Ice Cream Museum, but for like.
Right.
And then they go through his like chronological life, like just showing paintings and stuff, and it's just so schmaltzy and like they're trying to be all serious. I couldn't take it serious. And it was lame.
Fair enough.
It's
Why'd you
stupid. Don't go.
You're like, is this Amoeba?
Liz got tickets like early on.
Don't go.
Okay.
And I was
so basically what you're saying is it's probably not worth going to.
Yeah, but I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why it's not worth going.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so if you're ever thinking of going to that Van Gogh thing,
all right.
God, dude, it's a waste. I mean, unless you're into it, but I'm gonna say it. I thought it was stupid.
Right.
Go to a museum instead.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Try to sneak into a museum instead.
Yeah. So jumping
go on
quickly,
Google and look at Van Gogh.
It was so bad. Sorry.
Jumping.
All right.
I was going to say.
I know you want some material. You said there was not much to talk about. So
no. Well, that's fair enough. We've got plenty to go through.
It brings up a huge problem that, like, why do we do these things? This is this late stage capitalism as worse. It's just a kind of raping culture, and like just repackaging it, and you're selling it, and you're selling it. You don't even know what this is, and you just repackage it and you're selling it, and then you resell. I was trying to squeeze in a little Ian Malcolm.
Easy.
All right.
Just before you know what it is, and you just package it and then you sell it.
You know, the good thing about being in charge is this. I can mute Jason. All right, guys. So going into the toy stuff for a moment, this is going back to Ghostbusters, but they did release the new backpack from the HasLab that's been made from Ghostbusters, which is pretty detailed, right, Elijah?
Yeah, it's detailed. This is for the Afterlife version, so this is like an upgraded.
Got like ectoplasm on. That could be a spoiler, guys.
Yeah. But it is pretty pricey though. I mean, it's like $399. But
pricey.
It's cool.
I'd like to know how size it compares, but it's still just it's the shell. It doesn't come with the Neutrona wand, which you have to buy separately. And there's no cord for it as well.
The finish looks pretty nice on that.
Yeah, it is a pretty nice finish. Yeah,
I mean, it looks great.
Buff.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah,
right. And I guess the back too can also be hooked onto the appropriate harness or whatever it gets on. It's like an Alice frame or whatever that's got backpack frame. So I think if you get one of those, it will attach to it, but the backing's not accurate.
Yeah, okay.
But the mold and everything else, from what I understand.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, that was just something worth noting. It was part of it was that weird HasLab thing that they dropped not on the same day as the Hasbro Pulse, but they dropped it like a week later for some reason. It was just a weird.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense why. Later.
The one thing I'm excited for, which you guys probably are not as much, so they are releasing a Captain Rex figure of the Sideshow Hot Toys variety, which Captain Rex is huge in the animated series of the Clone Wars animated series, but it drops this coming week. I actually will be getting it in the next week or two and doing an unboxing of the Captain Rex figure, which would be fun.
How much does that guy get for his face being a clone? He's got he must get like a good. I wonder if he gets like.
Well, that's Tamara Morrison's face.
Nickel for every. I know.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he gets for the clones, but we might be seeing him.
Do the actors get like a chunk? Like, do you get 3 cents for everything?
I have no idea what their contracts are like, but his face is going to be popping up a lot. There's a good chance you'll see a live action Captain Rex in the Ahsoka series, since he is so connected with the Ahsoka character. So it means that Tamara Morrison has got some. Well, let's put it this way: he's going to be busy for the next several years between being Boba Fett, between every other clone trooper that may have existed. They haven't dealt with the live-action Commander Cody character yet, but I assume that Commander Cody might pop up in Obi-Wan, since he was the last person that Obi-Wan can talk to in the Revenge of the Sith before he turned against Commander Cody. Before Cody turned against Obi-Wan. So you've got this entire story arc there. But either way, it's a cool detail figure. I'm looking forward to that coming out too from Hot Toys.
I always find it fascinating when they do like a version of a cartoon in the Hot Toys, and they reveal that before he's revealed as a live action. It's like it's an interpretation that you're getting.
Yeah,
it's not a guarantee that's what he's gonna look like in the series.
Exactly.
So then that gives them a chance to do a whole other character when he gets released in the series.
Precisely. Absolutely.
It would be fun to compare.
Merchandising is where the real money is made. Yeah.
No, well, it'd be fun to compare like the direct translation from the cartoon to real life, which you have in that hot toy that you showed us, and their own interpretation of his character in real life.
It's a bit like Buzz Lightyear.
Exactly, dude. But like, no, it was if like you actually had like real life Chris Evans playing like a live action Buzz Lightyear.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know.
No, for sure.
But that's it. I always find it fascinating when Hot Toys does that. Like they'll like release one. It's like, it's a realistic version of this character who only exists at this point in the animated series. Yeah. But when there's a chance that he could be
live action
coming into live action, it's kind of exciting to see. Let's see how close the Hot Toy got.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be pretty close, only because I say that the character in the animated form of Captain Rex is he's blonde, short hair,
what time was this? Like what era?
Well, Captain Rex
was
exists
this toy?
Captain Rex exists over the course of time. This looks like a more recent version, more towards the Clone Wars. More towards the Rebels period of not Rebels period. That's definitely a younger version of Captain Rex.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
if
he shows up now,
the older version, he's got a beard, and we don't know what he's going to look like.
So that's what I mean.
Return of the Jedi.
And this is just a figure. This is not
from
Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett or any of those, right?
Yeah, it's definitely more towards the Clone Wars Captain Rex version. Only because he's got his full
Is it a rule that they're not supposed they can't do any type of Star Wars content post the original episodes?
It's not a rule, but way back when San Diego Comic-Con was down, was happening and stuff like that, I actually kept on asking Sideshow, when are they making the Ahsoka character? And that was only purely based off the animated character, because the live action Ahsoka Tano had not even come into play yet. It had something to do with the rights. In Star Wars specifically, it was about the rights, I believe, from Disney and Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network aired the original animated series of the Clone Wars.
Kind of held some of the rights to some of those
characters. And I don't know when those rights were given up and stuff like that. So obviously Lucasfilm and Disney were not allowed to touch that material as a toy form without passing some of those dollars over to Cartoon Network until it was fully separated. So at that point, when things were cleared up and Cartoon Network had no rights to the toy line or the animation line of the reoccurring characters, it then became possible for Disney to wait for the right moment to actually then release that. And that's why we've only just recently in the last year had the release of the Ahsoka Tano figure in massive reproduction, especially in the Hot Toys version, which I've been waiting for a while. So
I guess they'll just...
No, wait. What I meant was they never go past the timeline of when they do other stuff other than the movies. They always have to go in the past before whatever
I see.
Where they left off in the original episode, because they never go past that. Like they haven't gone past Return of the Jedi until this last.
I think it was
the Force Awakens was the first thing that was post Return of the Jedi in anything Star Wars, and then after they did that kind of greenlit. Like, okay, Mandalorian, you could go after Jedi now, and stuff like that. There's they didn't go past it until they establish a movie that takes place past it, is what I'm saying. And I think that it's like an unwritten rule, but just that's something I noticed. And I don't know if you've ever why or is it a thing you noticed too?
I mean, that's definitely a discussion for a later time. It's a lot more bigger of a discussion in that. Elijah, you've got to be going pretty soon, right? In the next 20 minutes. So maybe you want to end this. Any other? Oh, wait, Mutts. What do we got on your Mutts, Jason? Because
they got revealed.
They got revealed. Oh yeah.
No, Black Lou, you can't steal my cat.
That's funny.
We revealed them last week, and people are stoked. And now you could go on our OpenSea and see all of them. They're all up. They're all up and revealed.
They're all up and revealed. Let's go down and have a look. Hang on, let me just.
So everyone that had gotten a vote.
Oh look, Wrench showed up.
Oh, Wrench is here. What happened?
Hey, Wrench.
No date anymore.
So yeah, look at those mutts, and they're all animated. So walking cycle, all of them have little animation elements and stuff. So if you click on one of those, you see it walking.
That's pretty cool.
And did different terrains.
And this is all your design that you
and I had help with animation for the other parts, other than the walking. Everything else is animated by Pizzalator. He's been a collaborator with us.
That's cool.
My favorite are those clear guys. That one. They're kind of based on the old Game Boy Advance colors. There's the smoky. There's they're called candies, but those guys are my favorites.
Okay, that's cool.
Little smooth boys.
That's awesome.
There's like
face on it. That's cool.
Yeah, there's like.
And how many different versions of these characters got built out in the end?
Oh, 5,000 plus. We built like 7,777 of them.
Okay.
And
right to match the
to match one for each Grogu that exists out there. So there's different varieties, and some are more rare than others. Some have like really rare traits, like one with diamond legs.
Oh, really? Okay, I haven't seen one of those yet. I haven't
there's
gone
one
through
of
all
one
of
special editions.
Right.
Yeah, I really like those smooth boys though. They're so cool.
Oh,
I'm really happy about how they turned out.
Yeah, that was nice.
There's like three different types of holograms that it projects. One's like a code. That one's like the Tar News Network, and one is like a Discord server.
That's cool.
On there.
That was very cool.
But yeah,
awesome.
Pizza Layer did a great job animating the faces and stuff.
Yeah. Wow, not that cool, dude.
So it was a fun project. It was a lot. We jumped into it, not knowing it was going to take as long as it did. We did one collection already.
3 months, right?
Yeah. We did one collection already. We could probably just pass through this, and then we were like, let's animate it too, and that just added way more time. We gave ourselves a month. We're like, that's not going to take a month to do. It's going to take a lot longer. Like 3 months to kind of finalize and release everything. And
that's very awesome.
I'm stoked how they turned out.
Great.
We got a little web comic coming out soon.
Yeah. Huh? Oh, you really? Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. It's still in the early works.
Right.
But we're stoked. There's more to come, and I'm gonna be in New York from the 1st to the 4th. I'm gonna be around for the NFT convention, whatever I think is going on right now.
Okay.
There's a bunch of NFT people down in New York right now.
That's
how does that work?
Convention? They do that actually at a convention center, or where do they do that?
Yeah, there's a big convention, but then it's a big convention, and everyone's gonna be there. There's all types of meetups from different like collections and fans of different collections. So I'm just gonna go there to. Me and most of the Vogu team is gonna be there representing. We're gonna have a meetup, but stay tuned. There'll be we'll have a location shortly.
Cool.
We're still figuring that out, but we'll be down there, so you can meet up. We'll give you a sweater if all the Vogu fam shows up. Get you a sweater.
Nice.
Multitasking and watching Dune, just like the way you watched Ghostbusters.
Watching.
There you go.
Yeah. Can't watch people talk and watch a movie at the same time.
We should put the
subtitles on. Watching the Dune?
Right, Brent?
What's that? Subtitles?
Put the subtitles on.
I hate subtitles. I read them and I miss all the visual.
Speaking of subtitles, I watched a great zombie movie last night, Train to Busan.
Okay.
Oh yes, man. I keep hearing that one's great, and
like one of the best zombie movies to come out fairly recently. It's back 2016.
Let's go into that little part of what we were talking about. Since it's Halloween, we're going to do a little zombie apocalypse little deal. And Elijah, we got you for another 15 minutes or so before you want to head off, because you've got a little thing to go to.
The Book of Boba trailers tomorrow.
Okay, what's that?
What?
Where did that come from?
Clone Humor said that in the.
When is that apparently? Ooh,
who said it? What's your sources, Clone Humor?
Yeah, I'm curious.
What are your sources?
Is that something that came up just in the last hour or so?
Apparently,
kind of curious about that.
Mobius trailer. What? Morbius trailer too?
He's just joking.
Is it trailer
He's got humor.
Season? Well, I don't know. Okay. I mean,
so Wrench says
28 days later. I agree. It's one of the best.
Okay. Well, in that case, let's go through
the genre.
What is our favorite zombie based film, and let's start with Elijah. Let's start with you. What are we
doing our top three, or what?
We'll do the top three favorite zombie based movies. So what was your number one?
Eli.
My number one is Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead. Okay, all right. So we got Return.
That's a comedy.
It is a comedy, yeah. I have to admit, I really haven't seen it.
No, there's a lot going on with this one. I don't know when the last time you've seen it, but this one gives us a lot of zombie stuff that comes up later. It is a comedy, but it is it's dark and it has moments, and it's different. You know, it's got the zombies enter in a different, in the fact that it's in this movie. It starts off with a zombie in a sealed container, and the container breaks, and they get this gas on them, and then they get sick, and the gas turns everything alive in this medical supply warehouse. So there's a cadaver, and the cadaver comes alive. So they try to kill the cadaver by and it's still alive, and those flames go up into the air and rain down on a cemetery, and then everyone's alive in the cemetery.
We're getting a full description here, aren't we, of this?
I'm just saying in this movie, you can't kill the zombies no matter what you do.
All right.
You even if you burn them down to ashes, that ash is going to go in the air and it's going to come down and settle and then zombify other things. So they have to nuke.
Fair enough.
Gotta nuke them.
Fair enough. What's your number? What's your number 2 favorite then? So what's your number 2 favorite?
My number 2 is Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. Okay. All right. Okay.
Shaun of the Dead is my number 2, and then
comedy. I have seen parts of that film. I haven't seen the whole thing. I'm not a big horror film fan, guys. Horror films don't do a lot for me. So when it comes to that, but brief description on Shaun of the Dead there.
For me, there's key ones. I mean, Shaun of the Dead is great. I mean, I'm sure it's on Jason's list too. But Shaun of the Dead gets every zombie trope, set up and payoff. Great, all the way through the movie is set up and payoff.
Another comedy though,
comedy set up and payoff. Every zombie little nod or anything they can put in there verbally or whatever, it hits. It's just all around great. It's all around great story paced wise. It has its scary moments. So I think that was
Halloween. Okay. Right.
And the third would be 28 Days Later.
28 Days Later. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Only because this one seems.
And again, I've seen this one, but a long time ago myself. So yeah.
This one seems the most realistic. This is a a plague that starts medically through animals or I guess kind of like a COVID type of situation.
Right. Gotcha.
It was like animal rights people trying to release a monkey.
All right.
Right. But the way this one plays out just seems very realistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So those are my
Jason, what are your top 3 there, Jason?
Well, yeah, I like and not in any order, but 28 Days Later, Shaun of the Dead, I share with Elijah.
Okay.
28 Days Later kind of changed everything for me as far as zombies. Because we're so used to the Romero zombies from Walking Dead. Standard
low
dumb zombies kind of just they walk, they don't run. But then 28 Days Later, man, these guys run. They're not only do they run, but they sprint. They run at you as fast as humanly possible.
Right.
And
gotcha.
it makes sense that the whole country is going to be decimated within 20. But the way they introduce it is one of the best ways I've seen it, which Walking Dead totally rips off.
Right.
Is our main character, our main protagonist, wakes up from a coma in a hospital.
28 days later. Gotcha.
Yeah, and he wakes up after, and he's like one of the last people left, and you're learning with him, and he's just you're following him around. That's the best.
The first 15 minutes is almost like a silent movie where he's just walking through. Hello.
Yeah, empty London.
Right. Gotcha.
And you just see him raid a snack machine and stuff, and then he encounters. He has no idea what's happening. He has to learn right away. He's oh shit! Still in his hospital gown.
Right.
It's his haircut.
Rich is going on about his comment. There you go. So Rench's comment makes relevance because it's Rench's comment. And then
that changed it. And then my nostalgic pick is The Dead Alive.
Dead Alive. Okay, fair enough.
It's a Peter Jackson.
I actually haven't seen this one.
It's a virus caused from this crazy weird rat monkey found in the deep jungle The guy who caught it got bit and ended up getting killed. Like it bit his arm.
Right.
Like the opening scene is like, oh, chop off his arm. Chop the arm off. It's like, oh no, it bit his other arm. Chop it up. It's like it bit his head. Oh, chop off the head.
So how does it become? So how does it extend from there as being a contagion?
So you're introduced to this character, the protagonist, and his his mom,
right,
who's like a horrible person.
Yeah.
They go to the zoo and they see this rat monkey that's on display.
All right.
It bites her and then they like stomp on its head. But the rat monkey's cool. It's all like CG. It's all like not CG.
Okay.
Stop motion. So they smash its head. It's like eyes popping.
Okay.
Like it was just
It's very early Peter Jackson. Like almost bad taste.
Fair enough.
Bad taste.
And so his mom gets infected.
Right.
And the son, kind of just Norman Bates style, just like takes care of her and like has her locked up in like a basement.
Fair enough.
And I think his uncle comes by, who's a total perv.
Right.
Like, you know, it's been so long since I watched it, but it was like the only zombie movie that I could like rewatch when I was a kid.
Yeah, you got that. That's pretty much that's the movie.
Yeah, and then like, well, it's what's crazy about it are the different type of zombies that happen in it, and it was pretty fun. It was just a showcase of this guy just kicking ass.
Right.
Of all these crazy
comical,
zombies,
very like Evil Dead-ish type of humor. Like you're gonna have
very
like
Evil Dead,
crazy Walking Dead creatures, basically.
Fair enough.
But then there's all like each weird like special thing about it. It's pretty cool. Right. It's like borderline zombie and monsters.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to do a.
It is fair enough, Brent.
Fair enough.
It's very fair enough.
I'm going to do my three quickly of, I guess, Army of Darkness. Although it's kind of like not quite zombie.
Works.
It's still kind of it works enough. I mean, there's some.
I'll allow it.
It's
groovy.
Bruce Campbell. I mean, come on, Bruce Campbell is awesome, whatever he does, and I guess that's what I would consider my comedy. I mean, I'm fine with slightly offbeat comedies to a certain degree, just not many of them. The other one that's not really movie but related, I'd say Walking Dead season 1. I did enjoy that a lot. I think that had a lot of it was probably the closest that I've come to being like tensed up by sequences. I thought that Frank Darabont directed a lot of season 1 very well and very much enjoyed it. Clone Whom was put down here. Train to Busan.
Train to Busan. That's what I was just talking about earlier.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right.
So it's a Korean. Talk out usually. Well, say your next one and then.
Yeah. Your next one. We'll talk about that.
Well, my last one is one that someone showed me about 10 years ago that stuck with me as being probably even better than what you would consider 28 Days as being, and it was called Record. REC, it was actually called. And REC, it's a Spanish movie. It's a foreign film, but it takes place in a single building. And a zombie attack takes place and all these people try to survive, and it was actually really, really intense, like extremely well shot, extremely well put together, and probably I would have to say some extremely intense films. So it's called REC, as in record, and it's all about through the eyes of a camera, film
like
crew.
Blair Witch.
Yeah, no, but better shot than Blair Witch. It was like camera crews were survivors inside this building, and they go through the different levels, and slowly one by one they're taken out. Everything from children and everything in this building.
So like Grey Gardens, then.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
but get that? Is that a deep cut? No,
I did not know.
Sandy Passage. No one.
Right. But anyway, those are my 3 favorites. So Elijah, you got to leave in 10 minutes now?
Dude, Train to Busan, by the way, I just have to say for the record, great movie. I agree with you. Clone humor. It would have made it into my top, but I've made my list already.
I haven't
but
seen
it's up there.
So,
it's an honorable it's up there. It's one of my alternate picks.
That's
that
cool.
in the movie Cargo, which has
I know that's a great one. It's one I should have watched before we had this conversation because I was thinking about it. So.
Yeah.
But Train to Busan has it's pretty much the guy who plays Gilgamesh in Eternals. I feel like his character in Train to Busan is what inspired them to cast him as Gilgamesh.
Right.
Okay.
And it has the guy from Squid Game who plays the cards or
okay.
the Pog game in the train
at
station.
the beginning,
right.
He's like the main guy. In it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And one of the son from Parasite is also in it too.
Okay.
So you got like 3 characters who have like pretty solid careers.
Right.
That's people I recognize in that movie, but it's I think this because of this movie was why they casted that guy as Gilgamesh.
Okay. So
he's pretty badass in it.
The next question here is, I'm going to start with Elijah. What is your weapon of choice? I'm not talking about a fantasy weapon like a lightsaber or anything like that. Something that you personally feel you could use and utilize yourself as a human being, as someone that, something you might have a particular skill in that allows you to yield it and use it as a weapon to fight against zombie attacks.
Like that, I don't really have any skill. I don't have any skills to... I'm not an athlete or anything like that. I'm not a swordsman or whatever.
Right.
What I have available is a baseball bat and and a crowbar.
And a crowbar? Okay. All right.
Yeah, those are the 2 things that I have.
Man,
like
it worked on Jason Todd. Should work on
there you go. Okay, fair enough.
On zombies.
That I have here, in my apartment or whatever, that if something came down, I don't have a gun, I don't have any of that stuff.
Right.
And if
fair enough.
some zombie thing broke out, you only have what you have available. It's like an earthquake.
Right.
It's like you're going to be wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Who knows where you're going to be if a real zombie thing happens?
Yeah.
Then what are you going to defend yourself with?
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
My main defense would be height. I would bunker down as long as possible before I went out. I would let.
Really? See, I wouldn't do that in the city situation. We'll go to that in the next sec. Let's just talk about weapons for a second here. But Jason, what would be your weapon of choice, and how would you probably get it?
When I saw Michonne or Michonne, I don't know how they say it.
Yeah, Michonne.
Everyone says it differently in the show. I like to go with the what's his name? The mayor's pronunciation.
Right, Michonne.
Of Michonne.
Yep. So you're going for a katana blade, huh?
I wasn't gonna say katana. I was gonna say jawless zombies, Brent. Just kidding. No, yeah, katana. Katana, obviously.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense to me. They are a melee weapon.
Right.
I did some kendo back in college.
Okay. That's cool.
They're meant
so you know how to use it.
Yeah. They're meant for quick kills,
and
just disabling the person.
You gotta be
most
sharpening it all the
efficiently.
time. Yeah.
It's also, if it doesn't work as if it's not cutting, it's also a bludgeoning thing.
Right. Fair enough.
And I was saying, I was thinking, it just Casey Jones setup would be ideal for for a zombie apocalypse. Just anything to bludgeon. Guns, you'll run out of ammo.
Yeah, smash your head.
You're talking like loud. You're talking like a bolt cutters kind of bludgeoning.
Guns would be too loud. That's why a melee weapon works best. I was gonna get to that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But Brent's just wanting to. Man, stop being so pushy, man.
No. I thought you were talking about bludgeoning weapons, and that was
I'm just saying
what you were.
Anything. I prefer bludgeoning over any type of ammo because you just either if it's an arrow, you'd have to you run out.
That seems
bludgeoning.
To be the thing.
You got
noise happens to attract zombies and zombie apocalypse movies for some reason.
I'm assuming they're just like most zombies, which are attracted to noise. So what I like about athletic weapons like a bat is it's meant to be wielded for a lot. It's made comfortable. You're supposed to swing it. And that's why other than sword or any type of melee would work perfectly. The big bolt cutters though. The big bolt cutters could be, they're large, they could bludgeon, and they could get you in places.
Okay, fair enough.
That you definitely need
have any fence, any
is that something lock. Is that something you could easily carry on you at the same time as wielding a sword?
3 foot 1, you'd have what I said, I said Casey Jones setup, so you'd have a caddy on.
Okay.
So a stack of stuff.
Fair enough.
And the katanas are light. They could be in.
I guess so.
Could be on the side.
The trick is, will it throw your balance off by having something heavy like that on you? Yeah. Okay.
Only if I need it. Fair enough is yes, Brent. Yeah. Fair enough. But that's what I think. Any bludgeoning stuff would work.
Brent?
What I would use is, I was, for some reason, when I was in high school, I had like a higher than level skill of yielding a bow and arrow for some reason. It just came more naturally to me than, say, sword fighting or whatever. So I actually would probably go with the bow and arrow. Do I have one? No. I would definitely have trouble trying to get my hands on one. I'd have to break into a sports store to get one of those first. And if you're in an apocalypse, that's one of those things that you would have to get through first. But bow and arrow would be my choice weapon.
Hit the nearest Walmart.
Yeah, the nearest Walmart or whatever. But bow and arrow would be that. My secondary weapon I would probably use would be a staff. I'm not a gun person or anything like that, but I would a staff, something you could, again, bludgeoning or smack with, something with a bit of distance as well. Yeah, and it's easy enough to carry on your back a lot, just like the bow and arrow would be, kind of thing. So I would say those are my weapons of choice in a zombie apocalypse.
In Train to Busan, I saw one of the best like makeshift weapons that is like there was a baseball team on the train, so they had bats, but then the guy who plays Gilgamesh got like he wrapped like leather belts around his forearms and like packing tape, so he had like, so they could bite his arm but they couldn't get through, and still like punch and like use it to hit. Like he was like a puncher. So he had that, and like the other guy had like a shield and a baton, like what the cops do. And shield and baton, hell yeah. That would be super ideal. Thinking of that.
I like the duct tape idea. Wrap yourself up.
Yeah,
so they can't bite you.
You do the duct tape around your arms. You have a shield, some type of shield, a riot shield. If you come across one of those, or they're engineered for that, that'll be perfect. And then like a bat or like any type of bludgeoning thing, and I think you're pretty much set. A thing that happened in Walking Dead that I've never seen them do again was in like one of the first few episodes when Glenn and Rick cover themselves in zombie guts. And walk around among the zombies. Why didn't they ever do that again?
Oh, they do. They do.
They do? Yeah. Why don't they do that all the time?
Yeah.
And remember Elijah in Shaun of the Dead? They're walking by and they start acting like zombies. Like,
Ghost in Midnight. Is that that's a game, right?
They managed to get through. They don't do this enough. Like that would be full time. He's like, all right, act like a zombie.
Yeah, but the smell, especially after 3-year-old dead zombies.
It's either deal with the smell or die.
I know. Yeah.
I'd rather deal with the smell.
You're like
you make a
war
suit
or whatever you're dealing with death. You smell death all the time. You just get used to it.
Mind you, it would get harder and harder as the body's decomposed and dehydrated. There'd be less liquids that you could actually do that in.
Well, you just get a fresh one because it's not like we're running short on zombies.
How are you doing on time there, Elijah? You've got to be somewhere at 3, right? So,
well, I could whatever. Until 2:20.
Okay, all right.
But
so
like
I can go for another like 5 minutes.
As exhausting as the zombie genre is, if anything, that Walking Dead told us is it just after you're dealing with zombies for a while, it just ends up you're just dealing with other human tribes.
Exactly.
And that's just like what this just thing you'll just have to deal with is just without no infrastructure, so it's pretty much just a tribal war at that point.
So Elijah, what would be your choice location to kind of set shop in? Now, this is in the fact that you have now become the leader of a group of people, let's say about 30, 40 people tops.
I didn't know that I was a leader of people and I had a group of people with me.
Yeah. You've got a group of people. Where would you set up shop? Where would you defend yourself from, kind of thing?
The one that comes to mind because it's close and I could get there like immediately is this Boba Dam.
Okay, and let me see if I can pull that up. Okay.
All right. And this, like, I could go.
This is in California, by the way, everybody out there. California, right? And you Dam.
Get like a face view of it. It's recognizable because it's like in tons of movies and everything.
Okay.
But you have a walkway. You have 2 towers on either end.
Right.
And this seems like a place that you could like fortify yourself and have see you could see everything, and it's accessible.
Okay.
Like I could into the LA River and basically run to it.
All right. Now, just so everybody knows, you can't really drink from the LA river. So, where do you think you'd start getting your water sources from for a group of people, even for yourself after a couple of days from here?
I didn't know you're going to be asking me about a group of people and surviving with a group of people.
Okay.
I didn't know that was part of the criteria.
All right.
I thought this is like,
all right.
but like
Fair
also
enough.
you are next to the river, like
right, but you can't drink that water.
If there's water runoff, you can get it right.
No, maybe you could boil it. Like there's other things.
So.
If you have the means,
that's what I'm saying.
You could filter it to drink it.
Fair enough.
You have a life straw.
There's grass. You're next to the LA River. You have grassland area.
Tablets.
All right.
Just keep some iodine tablets. It should all be in your bug out bag. Everything you'll need.
Fair enough.
Including a life straw.
I guess it's pretty up. Now the big problem
I have a bug out bag, but
get a life straw. It's like you could drink any like water and it'll filter out like.
So in a situation, you've got definitely a big
own toilet water.
You could drink your you could drink urine.
Yeah.
Urine.
You've got a large park around this whole area here. Now, my big question is, you're in a city, and a lot of people are going to turn fastest in a city. So you're going to have a lot of people, a lot of zombies, a lot more population than you would be in the open. So you'd probably have to move out pretty quickly at some point from the city, because the more people that turn, the bigger the zombie mass and the population would be the biggest worry, especially in a area like the valley like this, which is quite a huge area.
Right, but
we're going down. There's no chance for us. Realistically, there is no chance for us in this densely populated area.
Correct.
Most of the survivors
like I said from the beginning, I would hunker down and stay home as long as possible.
Yeah.
I'm on a
try to outlive.
Like my unit is fairly secure. Like so, I would hunker at home as long as possible and wait to see. How long does it take a zombie to? What are your rules? How long does it take a zombie to die? Like, are these, are these crazy zombies? Are these like World War Z zombies? Are these lazy dumb zombies?
I'm going to say that I'm saying they're going to be a typical slow moving zombie kind of
Romero
thing, but dangerous in mass numbers.
If it was 28 days later or World War Z, we're done.
Okay,
but if it's the regular standard zombies,
let's say it's regular standard zombies.
Yeah, like Walking Dead.
Yeah, then
there's a chance.
If it's Romero zombies, literally you would just push them away like they're bums or whatever. Like, no, get away from me.
Yeah. That's like a shield and a baton would
there's still some strength behind these zombies.
Just in their numbers when they knock down a fence because there's hundreds of people just like charging in, but they're not
my
like
main strategy,
one-on-one.
Yeah. In the early stages though, you'd move here into the base.
My main would stay home as long as possible, and if I had to resort to go anywhere to investigate, I would run down the LA River, which is right next to my apartment, is accessible, and run to see if I can score. If it was really that bad, then I would run, to this dam and see if I could. But obviously, someone would already be there. So my whole thing would be I would just fortify at home as long as possible and wait it out. So
wait it out, Fred. Never
wait it out. I ain't gonna. I don't. I'm not saying that like I'm gonna be the leader of like people. They're all gonna be listening to me. Like, tell me what to do, Elijah. Where the zombie, like people are gonna be getting eaten by zombies. I'm gonna run.
Right.
I would be hiding. I'd be a mouse in a hole, and I'd wait until like until the world's like destroyed, and then come out and be like, all right.
Okay. All right.
Now's my time.
All right. So. Jason, what about yourself? What are you going to be?
Well, ideally, if in an ideal world, I would try to fortify Alcatraz with my clan of people. We would gather all the livestock, all the loose livestock that we could find in Chinatown, San Francisco. Bring it onto a boat. And just start farming from there. Rain catch for water.
Okay.
It's already an infrastructure kind of established with the prison.
All right.
There'd be enough. There'd be facilities to use. And
How
this is like hoping no one else is there.
Well,
exactly. You did make or get friends. You know,
you'd take a ferry. There's plenty of like boats that are accessible to take
now,
there.
If the town is already, if the city of San Francisco is starting to turn, I guess is the big thing. You would have to be careful how you get a ferry out there. And the ferries aren't going to be running when the world's going to crap.
It's still a boat. I would say. Still
you just have to steal it.
All right, so you definitely have options. Yeah, it looks like you got definitely plenty of boat options.
I mean, even though like people swim that, like if you're even willing, you could take a shit ton of kayaks.
Yeah, but
all
just
the way
imagine
over there.
There could be zombie sharks.
But with your bolt cutters, and everything weighing you down, it could be a bit tough.
Yeah, but that's why I initially I was like, I would steal a fucking
you got plenty
ferry
of boats.
or any type of boat.
You got boats to take.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
It would just be like for the long term, that would be the goal, to try to stay
on
somewhere
the island
on an island. But and I was thinking about islands. I was thinking like Alcatraz is already. So like infrastructure, and plus The Rock was filmed there. It's a cool movie.
I was going to say,
hey guys, remember this part from The Rock? That's all I'd be saying to all the people I'm leading. You remember that part in The Rock where the Candyman gets thrown out of that tower? Go to the Candyman Tower.
Or X-Men.
I'd call that the Candyman Tower.
Which one is that? Hell, wait.
It could be X-Men 3 as well.
It's the one where he has the knife.
Yeah, so you've got some definitely areas you can sightsee.
It's got a prison. It's already a fortress.
Yeah, are these all low grounds here? There's a couple of low ground areas. If you had a ship that kind of crashed in with a bunch of zombies, you might have trouble. But it seems like it's pretty
the
high
chances
walls.
of that's a pretty far-fetched scenario, but we'd be ready because we're already a fortress on here too. So like even if you make it on the island, it'd be hard to get
what about where are you going to get your food from? You're going to have
that's what I mean. Like we would gather as all the livestock we can.
Right, gotcha. Yeah,
we'd work. We'd spend a lot of time just setting up the infrastructure. We'd have spirulina farms on the rooftops.
Right.
We'd have rain catch because it's Northern California. It rains a lot more. There's a lot of moisture in the air in the mornings. So we'd set up a lot of dew catchers and stuff like that. We would it's a lush area. It's enough room to farm. We'd have some livestock. Try to get as much livestock we can. Maybe grab some goats wherever we can. You're driving up on the 5, you see a lot of livestock. So the journey there would be like trying to gather stuff. A lot of chickens. We'd be growing like crops. Spirulina for sure.
All right.
But there would be like missions going out and getting supplies or maybe but livestock mostly. If we could just start like a commune and kind of be just pretty much make a farm on there and establish all of that, you'd be pretty set for a while, and you'd be safe from any type of zombies because they don't swim.
So I'm going to do this quickly because Elijah does have to get going.
Yeah, I gotta go. I mean, I can just bow out now, but I'm.
All right. So just mine would be actually finding. There's a huge Walmart super what are they called? Massive, great big superstore, not superstore, but warehouses. This thing is huge. I would actually be going in with a group of people, getting these trailers, fortifying myself around one of these massive superstores, building up a massive barrier here. That way inside you got everything from seed products, you got certain food products and water products that will keep you going for a little while. Nearby in this particular place, which is only about 3 hours north from Los Angeles, there's a river that leads to a massive lake. So I've got a natural water in the nearby vicinity of this. You can also see a lot of green farmland around. So with the exception of the immediate town where you might have people actually get, zombified, it's actually pretty easily defended.
Where is this?
Farmers.
This is, I wrote down the name of the place and I completely forgot. Hang on, where did I put it? It's a small town. If I zoom out, it's going towards Bakersfield area. This is Bakersfield over here. So Bakersfield's there, and so
you get to the Grapevine. You got to walk
drive
over
exactly.
the 5 or whatever.
Yeah, but if you have a look, this is at Porterville is where it is at.
Porterville.
Porterville's got this giant, great big super Walmart distribution store. So you could use everything from forklifts to whatever. Once you get inside, if there is zombies inside this building, you could attach yourself to the actual, come in through the roof and actually defend yourself on top of these giant levels here. So you could actually come through and attack from above and fight and defend yourself from above. So I would go that route. I would actually go to a place that you could actually grow seed, grow land. You've got everything from all around you, and you just expand your support and your framework out from there. But that was my thing. Anyway, nice. Elijah, you do have to get going.
Yeah, I gotta
go. Yeah, that's cool, dude. All right, so we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us, Elijah, and have fun. All right, and then Jason, you and I, we're the only ones left right now. So yeah, I mean that's basically about it. We covered a Halloween episode at this point. Anything you're looking for? Actually, there was one thing that I'm looking forward to coming up. They should be showing a Spider-Man trailer too this coming week.
Because
the Eternals comes out. Yeah, they leaked some stuff there.
The one got leaked, and it's been a while since I've seen like a leaked trailer come out. Where did they leak it from?
Apparently it leaked through the studio somehow. But I didn't check out really any of it. I haven't want to because apparently it was all blurry footage and stuff like that. So I'm kind of more curious if the rumors are true and they actually are going to leak this trailer. That Book of Boba that Clone Human just mentioned might very well be a possibility that they leak that they release that this week too.
That's the first I've heard that there's going to be a
it's the first trailer. Yeah, that's the first I've heard too. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do see. But I got a feeling this week is going to get a lot of stuff released in trailer wise now before the November 12th Disney Plus day of information. So I think if we do, we'll definitely be doing reaction videos to all that and everything like that too, which would be a lot of fun. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's about it for the day. We've gone an hour and a half now. We've filled in quite a bit of information. And so Jason, thanks for joining us. Everybody, if you get the chance, check out Jason's Vogu online. The links are below and all of his Vogu artwork on NFTs and stuff like that. And we will see you next week. Please like and subscribe, and thank you very much for joining us. All right.
Thanks, guys. Happy Halloween.
Later. See you.